Now that we have the center trimmed to the desired length, it's time to match the sides. I'll start with the left side first. I'll remove the clips, then I'll start to unravel the twist that I put in order to put the clips in, and I'll comb it out. Comb it all the way out. The hair is still dry because I don't need to wet it at this point, only because his hair is manageable in the dry state. So the first section that I'll go to is the center, and also combine the center with a portion, just a portion of the left side. Then as I do the first trim, then I'll move further back and do the same steps. It's just a rinse and repeat type process. As you can see, I'm combing as much as hair as I can reach. This is combining the center hair as well as the hair on the left side of the head. What you can't see from here is that the hair that is at the closest to my pointer's tip of my finger, that's where the shortest length is. So that's what I'm measuring when I'm cutting. So the trim is literally working itself out because all I need to do is match what the length is closest to my pointer finger's tip. And from here, it's pretty much I'm combing the hair back and back and back until we get all the way down to the nape of the neck. We reached a section of the hair where the panel of hair that I'm utilizing is close to none, only because the hair that's on the sides is literally different from the hair that's down the middle based on his hair texture. So what I'm doing is pulling the hair out away from the scalp at a 90-degree angle. This way I can ensure to see where exactly the loose ends, the split ends are. And for his hair texture, he was trying to explain that as his hair gets longer, it's harder for him to manage his curls. So what I'm doing here is debulking the hair as well as removing the split ends that are, when I pull the hair to the side, that's what you see I'm snipping off. And it's not necessarily matching with the center panel because we did that with the second section. So this is considered the third section. Now I'm moving closely to the back to the second section to get the split ends on a cross path. And I say a cross path because as you can see, I went back for the second section, and then here I'm going across for this section. And I'm just taking off the split ends as well as measuring out where my shortest point is, and then using those two combination points to create my ultimate guideline, my ultimate stationary line, and my moving guideline. So now that I have it all where I want it, then I'll move on to the other side and repeat exactly what I did for the second section. Now we're focusing on the right side of the head, and for this section, we are utilizing the center panel guideline in order to make sure we trim the desired length down and match it with the center panel. It's so very important to comb the hair out as much as you can, because if you don't, you could end up cutting a section that isn't necessarily either combed all the way out or not exactly as straight as the other sections of hair. So this is why on curly textured hair, you must make sure combing the hair out is a priority. When you're combing it out, you're trying to make sure all the kinks, the knots, and anything that might be hindering it from its total length, to make sure that you don't cut a new guideline and then have to redo the whole haircut pretty much, because it's going to have essentially patches in the hair. Now we've reached our final section where, again, we are taking off split ends, and we're also debulking the length on the side, because like I said earlier, this client was concerned with, as his hair gets longer, his curls are not as easy to manage. So right now I'm taking off the split ends and as well as debulking the length on the side. This is a twofer. Two things happening at once.